Hello friends. In the last video, I have explained you about the stacks. In today's video, we are going to explain about the queue. These are the contents: introduction, operations on queue, array representation of queue, link representation of queue, various types of queue, and certain applications of queue. For this, we have to first go about the definition of data structure. A data structure is a particular way of organizing the data in a computer so that it can use efficiently. Different kind of data structures suits for the different kinds of applications. The categorization or the types of data structure I am going to explain right now. Data structures are broadly divided into two different types: primitive and non-primitive. In that primitive, it is further divided into integers, floats, characters, pointers, etc. Whereas the non-primitive data structure are divided into two different parts. The two different parts are linear and non-linear. In that linear, it is further divided into four different types. One is array as a data structure, linked list as a data structure, stack, and queue. Along with, there are the non-primitive data structure is again divided into non-linear type, and that non-linear belongs to tree and graph type of data structure. In that, queue is a linear data structure, as I have already discussed. It is used for temporary storage of data values. Queue is an abstract data structure somewhat similar to stack, but unlike stack, a queue is open at both the ends. One end is always used to insert the data, and another end is used to remove the data. An new element is added at the end called rear end, and the existing elements or atom can be deleted from the other end called as front end. This queue follows the first in first out methodology or property, that is, the data item stored first will access first. In the given example, the front is 34 and the rear is 42. The whole queue is completely full as if it is having the capacity of 7 elements. The 7 elements are already fulfilled in this queue. There are two different operations that we are going to perform on queue. A real world example of queue can be single lane, one way road, where the vehicle enters first, exit first. More real world examples can be seen as queues at the ticket windows and bus stops. The representation of queue is, as we now understand that in queue we access both the ends for different reasons. We access both the ends, front end and rear end. Whereas in stacks, a queue cannot be implemented using arrays, linked lists, pointers, and structures. Queue can also be implemented using arrays, linked lists, pointers, and structures. For the sake of simplicity, we shall implement queues using one-dimensional array. The basic operations that perform on queue are insertion and deletion, or we can say it as, in terms of queue, we can say it as in queue or dequeue. Queue operations may involve initializing or defining the queue, utilizing it, and then completely erasing it from the memory. Here, we will try to understand the basic operations associated with the queue. First is insertion. Placing an element in the queue is called as insertion or in queue, which is done at the end of the queue. That end of the queue is called it as the rear end. Look at the diagram. The queue is having the capacity of say 5 elements. The new element may inserted from the rear end, and the existing element may remove from the front end. The in-queue operation is used to store or add an element into the queue, and dequeue operation is remove or access an element from the queue. Few more functions are required to make the enqueue and dequeue operation efficiently. These are again the same as mentioned in the stack. It is peak, it is full, is empty. We have to check if the queue is full. We also have to check if the queue is empty, and peak, it means gets the element at the front of the queue without removing it, means whole capacity of the queue may get fulfilled. In queue, we always dequeue or access the data pointed by the front pointer, and while enqueuing or storing the data in the queue, we take the help of rear pointer. Whereas the peak, the function helps to see the data at the front of the queue and we'll now see this insertion operation in detail, or this enqueue operation in detail. Queue maintain the two data pointers. That two data pointers are front and rear. Therefore, its operations are comparatively difficult to implement than that of stacks. There are certain steps, again the 5 different steps. The very first step is check if the queue is full. Step number 2, if the queue is full, produce overflow error and exit. Of course, the capacity of the queue is full. Whatever that capacity, we cannot able to insert new element into the queue. Step number 3, if the queue is not full, then we can increment the rear pointer to point the next empty space. We can increment the rear pointer to point the next empty space. Step number 4, add data element to the queue location where the rear is pointing. Wheresoever the rear is pointing, we can add the data element at that queue location. Step number 5 is return the success. It means rear is incremented by 1 if we are inserting the element into the queue, or we are performing the in-queue operation. Same is with dequeue operation. Accessing the data from the queue is a process of 2 tasks. Access the data where front is pointing and remove the data after access. There are certain steps that may perform on dequeue operation as well. They are: step number 1, check if the queue is empty. Step number 2, if the queue is empty, produce underflow error and exit. Removing an element from the queue is called as deletion or dequeue, which is done at the other end of the queue, that is the front end. See the difference. Removing is done from the front end and inserting is done from the rear end. The steps: step number 1, check if the queue is empty. Step number 2, if the queue is empty, produce underflow error and exit. Step number 3, if the queue is not empty, access the data where the front is pointing. Wheresoever the front is pointing, we have to access that particular data element only. and increment the front pointer to point the next available data element. It means front may increment by 1. The front pointer may increment by 1 towards the rear. Towards the rear. Step number 5, it shows that return the success. As I mentioned in the contents, there are certain types: DQ, double-ended queue, circular queue, and priority queue. These are the three different types. DQ stands for double-ended queue, in which both the operations can perform at both the end. Elements can be inserted or deleted at either end. It may be at the front end, it may be at the back end. It also known as head tail linked list. The next, circular queue. Circular queue are used to remove the drawback of simple queue, where both the front and the rear pointers or end wrap around the beginning of the array. It means it gives you like a ring type of structure. Front end is linked with the back end. It also called as ring buffer. Next is priority queue. In that priority queue, it is the collection of elements where elements are stored according to their priority levels. Same, inserting and removing of elements from the queue is decided by the priority of the elements, and an element of high priority is processed first. Two elements of same priority are processed on first come first serve basis, that is FCFS basis. The applications, the real world applications of queues are cashier line at any store, or waiting on hold for tech support, people on an escalator, checkout at any bookstore. These are the real world examples or applications. And applications related to computer science are when data is transferred asynchronously between two processes. Example, input output buffers. When a resource is shared among multiple customers. That examples include CPU scheduling, disk scheduling, etc. Another example we can give it with the help of printer. If I am going to give n number of commands from the printer, it may execute according to the first come first serve basis. In recognizing palindrome, we can use queue in shared resource management. We can also use queue in keyboard buffer. We can also use queue in round robin scheduling as well as job scheduling and simulation also. These are the various applications of queue that are related to computer science. Thank you very much for patience listening.